It's been more than 2 weeks, and I know many of you are eager to hear the voice of true master when it comes down to movie reviews. It's a time to end discussion about new Joker movie, which many of you find disturbing because it did not meet the expectations of being the best movie ever. Well, if you wanted to dig right at hornet's nest, you'll end up with severe stabs across your petite virgin body, cause some actually like the movie that you are publicly spitting on. The new Joker movie has sparked a wide range of reactions, where the movie is considered as a bad one, but critics actually praise Joaquin Phoenix's performance, which is actually understandable because anything he touches turns into the fucking gold. He did an amazing job where many of you, even though you don't want to admit it, pissed your pants and came many times watching him do what he does the best. As an example of this picturesque portrayal, 2 weeks ago I watched a man smoking a cigar so many times and doing it so fucking good, I myself became a smoker. With all the shitty comments said across many platforms on the internet, I'll be the man pushing those boulders uphill, climbing a steep cliff, digging a well with a spoon, baking a cake without a recipe, but I myself have to stand in front of the movie I enjoyed watching. And I mean it, I enjoyed it a lot. I left the cinema feeling like a pig in the mud. I even wanted to give a quick review on it when I came back home, but somehow I wanted to see the reaction of the community because I guessed it would be a bad one, and it shows. Well, it's a time to debunk the theories of Joker, Folie, and Deux being a bad movie. Just because few millions of people, or I rather prefer to say few dozens of people, said so, it doesn't have to be a relevant feedback at all. First of all, maybe, but just maybe a tiny little bit, they overdid with the music in this one. But I don't consider it a bad movie just because they added some music, which offended many of the cons, and their opinion could not be changed like the fact a man with two balls isn't a woman. It's all because they follow the teachings of online gangster reviewers. Just because it's a little sweeter than you prefer it, you won't eat it. Is that why? I mean, people nowadays get offended so much. You watch the movie and you have to go around spitting on it so much because you spent few dollars on it. Is that why? I digressed a bit, but the only thing I genuinely did not like about the movie is that the Lady Gaga, or rather Harley Quinn, is underused. She was there and then she wasn't. I get the feeling she could have been more utilized, and I myself, as a judge in this case, find the movie director responsible according to the indictment I just presented. Case closed. I mean, if you're putting Harley Quinn in the movie, make sure it brings a great force with her appearance, because you only have a one opportunity for the first impression, and she impressed like I did in my first sexual intercourse, which I called the obliteration of my self-esteem. Furthermore, watching Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, the Joker, I was seeing nothing but a future award nominee and potentially winner of Oscar. Him reflecting on everything he's been done to a little kid he once was, to the point of breaking where he snaps, which is in a previous Joker movie, to the point where he becomes a real definition of Joker and represents himself in a court of law, which was a hilarious scene in the movie where Arthur, or the Joker, dismisses the lawyer that was assigned to him and turns into the real Joker where he is legally allowed to represent himself. I mean, that was a part where I did not need tickling on my feet to laugh as a mad scientist. I mean, I enjoyed every single aspect of the movie, and if you ask me if something could have been done better, sure it could. This review could have been done better. Your hair last time your hairdresser did it could have been done better, and the list goes on, but the question remains, should it be better than it is? Well, I think the movie itself is pretty much done the way I wanted it to be done, and it was musical, so why watching this one if you already hate this genre? Why cooking a meal if you want to eat it? There lies the real answer. The real thing that sabotaged this movie is actually the opinion of famous and important critics who were actually hating on this one, even though the audience was loving it. And there is an unbridgeable gap between those two ever existing forces that will remain. But what is scary is that people actually go for their opinion, which is mostly biased and does not reflect on how the things actually are, which means we believe in the things we don't see. Like, for example, if I suckle on the tits I don't see, I will suckle on any tits anytime I get an opportunity, says a blind man. I mean, look at the first comment by the lady that actually gave 3 out of 10. What a mad woman for the Joker. And the same lady actually gave 7 to the new Avatar title, and Suicide Squad from 2021 a 9 out of 10. What the fuck? And for those who read these critics, they will come across these comments of approved critics and will turn their back to the movie they would probably enjoy. Now looking on the other side, reading comments from the actual audience, which are regular boys and girls, men and women, and you see much better reflection on what's going on here. And I couldn't stress enough how disappointed I am seeing that the movie had a budget around 200 millions and has only grossed around 200 millions of dollars to this point. Like those first dozens of thousands that were privileged to watch the movie, you know, the guys that were sprinting to the front rows, pushing others, pulling out their cock, smashing it to the head of the movie, and they gave such a bad review, so many of us moral men decided to avoid watching the movie, even though many would still probably like it if they watched it. Well, it is what it is. I'm gonna keep sucking and licking the nipples of this sequel. That's it. See ya.